with another news and commentary. I posted this story on my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook and Snapchat about this tragic story that I'm about to tell you today. 16-year-old named Christopher Walls, who was a high school prospect, a football player, but they may go to a college, was beaten to death by police. Now, reports say that he was involved in a stolen car in Hollywood, Florida, that led to a 20-mile police chase, and that the car ended up crashing. Now, we don't know if Hollywood police or Miami-Dade police dragged this young man out of that allegedly stolen car, and he was beaten to death. Now, Miami police would say, well, he was already unconscious, and he took over in Hollywood police. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, it's kind of sketchy because why would you, even though he was in a stolen car, why would you even pull out a young man who was possibly injured, but reports say he was already fine, and then he was end up dead in your custody? So this article comes from NBC6 South Florida. It says visual help for a teen who died in police custody in Miami-Dade after a chase crash. Friends and family brought balloons, a cross, and candles to Saturday's vigil honoring the life of 16-year-old Christopher Walls. The teen died Sunday while in police custody after a near 20-mile cross-country chase. You never know when your loved one are leaving, said a woman who identified herself as a family member, and it's just very shocking because Chris, out of all people, never expected anything to happen to him. Investigators said that the 16-year-old stole an Alfa Romeo car from a Hollywood gas station before leading Hollywood police officers on a chase that ended in Brownsville. The teen crashed on Northwest 27th Avenue near 62nd Street. This ain't Chris. This wasn't supposed to happen to him. He had a very bright future ahead of him, said the family member. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to hear is some of the stories that police told the media is very sketchy. Now, listen to what they say, because I felt that in this story, it's their word against the witnesses. So let's go ahead and let's listen to this. This is what Miami-Dade Police Department says. They said the teen was initially taken into custody by Hollywood Police Department before Miami-Dade Fire and Rescue responded and treated the teen. Now, MDPD said they took custody of the teen as HPD conducted their investigation and says the teen became unconscious. I want you to listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Became unconscious during the course of the investigation. Now, they said he was taken to Hialeah Hospital where he was pronounced deceased. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement is now investigating the case. Now, this is what's concerning about this, ladies and gentlemen. They said some of the officers involved are on paid leave and their actions are under review. Not all of the officers were wearing body cameras. That's a concern. The police said he was already unconscious, ladies and gentlemen. But witnesses says no, he wasn't unconscious because that when the crash happened, that police officers, whether it's Hollywood police or Miami-Dade police, dragged this young man out of a allegedly stolen car and beaten him, literally beaten him. And now they're on paid administrative leave. So they continue to say that earlier this week, a witness told NBC6 the teen appeared to be okay after he was taken out of the car and put on the ground. So, ladies and gentlemen, if that were true, why did Miami-Dade police told NBC6 that he was already unconscious when he was supposed to be okay? See what I'm going through? See what I'm getting at, ladies and gentlemen? Pay attention what I'm about to tell you. That an officer said he was unconscious, but witnesses said that he was okay when police officers dragged him out. So it shows you the sketchiness of the story. Because why would he was already unconscious when a witness said, well, he's okay when before officers drag him out of the car. So let's continue. Let's finish the article. So they said, he would hold his head up and everything, and then all of a sudden they put in the police car. He looked limp, said the witness. So my question is, why was he limping? See, ladies and gentlemen, it shows you that he was beaten to death. And then try to say, well, he was already unconscious by Miami-Dade police after Hollywood police trying to conduct their investigation. They're trying to cover this up. And that's what they're trying to do. Make it think that, oh, he's unconscious. He's already down. But as I say, it's one word against the other. Let's finish with this article. It said the witness said the team was surrounded by officers after the crash and said they couldn't tell how the officers treat the team while he was in their custody. NBC6 reached out to MDPD, HPD, and FDLE requesting comment. MDPD and HPD replied saying FDLE is leading the investigation. FDLE said its investigation is active. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the NBC6 South Florida article. Ladies and gentlemen, now allegedly he's stolen a car from Hollywood, Florida that led to this 20-mile police chase. Here's the thing. Now, when you're involved in a stolen car, let's say allegedly you involved in a stolen car that led to that 20-mile police chase, the police officers automatically, first of all, would have checked and see if the kid was okay. Then place him under arrest for allegedly stolen the car. But according to witnesses, ladies and gentlemen, it didn't go down like that. Hollywood police claim that he stole the car in their gas station, led to that 20-mile police chase that ended in the crash. But then, after that, Miami-Dade police says that he was already unconscious. So, ladies and gentlemen, what happened during that time? Did Hollywood police beat him to death? Because I believe that's what happened, and then that's when Miami-Dade police came up and he said he was already unconscious. But you heard the witness say, well, he was okay before police arrived. So if he was okay when the police arrived, why was he limping? It shows you he was beaten to death, and this reminds you of Freddie Gray in Baltimore when Baltimore police beat him, put him in a paddy wagon, and all of a sudden they found him dead in police custody. This is the same scenario with that, because ain't no way in the world, whether he is involved in a stolen car or not, he wouldn't have died in police custody like this. Not like this. Even if he was in a stolen car that led to that 20-mile police chase, he could first the officer should have checked him, make sure he's okay, and then place him under arrest, blah 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 blah. But then beating him, literally beating him to death, whether it's from Hollywood police or Miami-Dade police, this shouldn't have happened at all. At all. Y'all let me know what you think about this. I mean, it shows you that this young man has a promising future, a high school prospect, college prospect, and a football player. All of a sudden, they claim he was involved in a stolen car that led to a crash and he was beaten to death. Ladies and gentlemen, it shows you that these officers, and now they place him on administrative leave. We already know that what happened. That these officers were mad because they had to chase him down and they're tired of him. So they dragged him out of the car and beat him to death and covered it up and saying, well, he was already unconscious. And that's what Miami-Dade police says. But Hollywood police didn't get an answer of what happened to that young man. All say that he was involved in a stolen car. But this guy was unarmed. This guy was basically a college prospect and a football player that lost his life over whether if it's a stolen car or not. He lost his life because police were mad that he had chased him down like a dog. Y'all let me know what you think. Like, click subscribe, and remember to click the notification bell for our news and commentary. With that being said, it's Lions Den signing off. Deuces.